Hello, and welcome to Art with Miss Michelle. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a mola out of construction paper. So molas are a type of textile art, which means art using fabric. They originated with the Kuna tribes in Panama. The women would create these beautiful molas using lots of really bright colored fabric and patterns. And they would stitch them together and make fancy shirts to wear and sometimes a whole outfit. And each person's mola was very unique, and they took a long time to make stitched out of fabric. We're going to make ours out of paper, so they won't be quite as challenging to make, but they'll still be really cool. So I first learned about these molas when I was in junior high. My art teacher had us do a project about them. And we made our own molas using construction paper. I actually found mine. So we actually glued all of our paper together and then cut through the different layers with an X-Acto knife. We're gonna do something a little bit easier this time, but you can see it uses lots of different colors. This is a little old, so it looks a bit worn, but there's lots of different shapes in it. So recently, my parents actually went to Panama, and when they were walking around in town, my mom saw some women selling molas on the street that they made. She remembered them from my art class, otherwise she probably wouldn't have known what they were. But she actually bought these two molas. So as you can see, they're very beautiful. They're really colorful, and they're actually pretty intricate. So each piece is a piece of fabric cut out and sewn on by hand. So you can imagine this probably would have taken a really long time and a lot of care and precision to make. So this is just a small piece. You can imagine how hard it would be to make an entire outfit like this, but definitely worth the time and effort. They're very beautiful and colorful. So when I look at these molas, I notice that the shape, so usually they have some sort of an animal, and the outline is kind of simple. So you can see this bird, the head is kind of simple, and the wings, but then the decoration has lots of different colors and kind of thin lines with shapes behind them. So most of the decoration is patterns within. This also has the wings, but I've seen ones that are turtles and different kinds of fish and cats and stuff. So you can do lots of different types of animals, or you could just do some sort of a cool design. So I'm going to show you how to make one of these. If you're feeling ambitious, you can try fabric. I'm going to show you how to do it out of paper. So you're going to need several different colors of construction paper. And we're going to be cutting these up, so if you have some scraps you can reuse, then that would be good too. You'll just want at least one or two big pieces for your background, and then maybe the shape of your animal. You're also going to need a pencil, a glue stick, and either some scissors or some pin poking materials, so a pin and something to poke it on. Okay, so I am going to make a fish. And I'm gonna just make the general shape of it and then add a bunch of patterns. So what I've done here is I just cut a bunch of different colored strips out in different sizes. So I could use those to make some of my patterns. And then I'll just cut some shapes out too. So I think I don't have blue paper. I'm just gonna use orange for the background. And then I'm gonna make the main shape of my fish green. So I'm just going to draw the outline with my pencil. And I want to make it kind of fat, so I'll have room to put my designs inside of his body. Fish, they can come in all different shapes and sizes, so you can make it however you want. And you might notice some of the things that I showed you, they aren't exactly true to life shape. So you can make it kind of a different shape than the real animal if you want. And then I'm just going to either cut or pin poke this out. Okay, so now you might notice on these, there's the main shape and then there's a shape slightly smaller that fits right inside of it. So if I want to get something that's the same shape as this but slightly smaller, like if I want to make a piece to go inside here, I can just put it over this paper and I'll trace the shape of his fin. And then I can see how big that is, so I can make my shape just a little bit smaller. And then that will fit right inside my fin, and I can do the same thing for the tail too. Okay, so once I've cut these out, I might want to do just one more smaller size inside of them. So I'll just do the same thing, trace these, and then make a shape that's slightly smaller than them, and cut that out. Okay, so now I have my shapes cut out, and I also cut out an eye for my fish. And I've also kept my shapes together so I don't get them mixed up. So when I traced it, then I tried to cut it out and put it with the thing that it goes with. So then I can just start gluing my pieces together. So I'm just going to start by gluing my main large piece onto my paper. And when I put the glue on with the glue stick, if I get it mostly around the edges, I don't have to worry about the middle as much, because as long as my edges are glued down, it should stick pretty well. And I'm going to try to put it right in the middle of my paper. Then I can start gluing on my different pieces. And you might want to have some newspaper, but I always like to put the glue on the small piece that I'm gluing on instead of putting it on this part. Because if I put it on here, then I might see some of the glue around the edges. But if I put it on the back like this, then it will just be on the back and it won't get on the main part of my picture. So I can just glue each layer that I've cut out. And it should give me a nice layered effect like in the real Mola. But it's way quicker and easier when you make it out of paper instead of sewing it all together. Okay, so once I have those pieces glued on, then I can start to fill in the body of my fish. So I could just layer some of the strips that I cut out. I could also use some of these to make a spiral. Or I could even do both. Alright, so there's a general Mola. I have the spirals and the different colors. So you could keep adding to this. You can make it as complicated as you want, or if you want it a little bit more simple, you can keep it like this. But I think I did a pretty good job representing the original. So I hope you like this project, and happy Mola making. Thanks for watching my video.